Let us get brief overview of BeautifulSoup. It is a library which provides APIs to process HTML data. We have already installed BeautifulSoup as part of the previous topic. Now let's create a BeautifulSoup object and see how it look like. The APIs are built on top of HTML's DOM structure, and hence you should be familiar with HTML DOM. DOM stands for Document Object Model. If you are not familiar with HTML, make sure to familiarize about following terms. If you are completely new, make sure to go back, spend some time on HTML basics, and then get into the BeautifulSoup. Without the knowledge of HTML, if you try to get into BeautifulSoup, you will not be able to make much progress. Some of the key terms which we use as part of HTML are nothing but tags, tag attributes such as the ID, class, and also the content which lies between the tags. Here are some of the important tags from the perspective of web scraping. Head tag, body tag. Head tag will typically contain script tags. Body tag is the one which will contain all the content which we are typically interested in as part of the scraping. Typically, the body tag contains anchor tags with URLs, div tags for the containers, paragraph tags or p tags to actually have the text-based content in the form of paragraphs. Script tag where we pass JavaScript related files. Typically, the script tags will be there as part of the head or at the bottom of the body. Also, we will place the code snippets under pre-formatted tags. And also there are a bunch of table related tags such as table, th for table header, tr for table row, td for table details, and more. These are some of the common tags. There are quite a few others. As and when you encounter them, just explore and start understanding more and more tag terms which you encounter while processing HTML. Now let's go to the steps that needs to be performed to process strings which have HTML in it. First, we need to create a string which contains HTML. It will be like this. So HTML_str is nothing but a string. Once you have the string like this which contain the HTML code, you should be able to create a BeautifulSoup object by passing HTML string along with features keyword argument. As part of the features keyword argument, you can pass HTML.parser to parse the string as HTML. Let's get into the details, and then we will understand how we can actually create a BeautifulSoup object, and then we will see how to process it using the APIs as part of the subsequent topics. First, I'm using this percentage HTML magic as part of this Jupyter environment. To see the output of this HTML, you can see that it contains two columns, details and URL. Details have term called as video content, and URL contain the YouTube channel URL. Similarly, reference material GitHub repository. So this is plain content. This is nothing but URL. You can look into the tags here. The entire stuff is under main tag called as table. We do not have head, body, so and so forth. We just have the table tag here. We don't need to have the complete HTML to explore. We can start with this type of HTML, and then we can explore the APIs related to BeautifulSoup 4. Because we have percentage HTML at the beginning, it is actually rendering the table here. As part of the table tag, we have tbody or table body tag. In that, we have three tr tags. Tr stands for table row. The first tr tag contains header. That's why we have th here. As part of the header, we have details and URL. Because we have defined them as header tags within the table, they are automatically bold here. You can see. This is due to the styling that goes along with the tags as part of the CSS. So CSS will have classes associated with these tags, and depending upon the styling that is defined as part of the CSS, the output will be as per the expectations. Because we have defined it as th, the CSS might be saying that render the output in bold. That's why we are seeing it in bold. Similarly, we have two other tr tags which contain tds in them. Td stands for table details, and you can see the content here. So we have video content and then the URL. Because we have anchor tag here, even though the text contains YouTube channel, it is rendered as link here, and the link is mapped to this one. Similarly, for GitHub repository also, the link is mapped to this using anchor tag. So these are some of the tags which we have used to build this simple HTML, and you can see the output here. We can pass this entire HTML into a string. You can place in triple quotes like this because we wanted to place it in multi-line string. That's why we have used triple quotes here to enclose this string, and you can see the HTML_str, which is of type string here, which contain this string. Now to parse it as HTML and build the BeautifulSoup object, first we have to import BeautifulSoup. You can say from BS4 import BeautifulSoup like this. BS4 will be available once the BeautifulSoup library is installed using pip install. And then you can actually look at the help on this. This is nothing but a class. There is a constructor. You can see the init here. It takes several arguments. The first argument is nothing but the markup. It can be HTML string, then features, then builder, so on and so forth. Typically, we use markup and features in most of the cases. As part of the features, we have to pass things like LXML, -XML, HTML parser, HTML5lib, etc. to tell how the string should be passed. Typically, we can use HTML.parser for simple HTML and we should be able to parse. As ours is a simple HTML, I'll be using HTML.parser itself for features, and I'll be passing HTML_str as markup, and I'll be building a BeautifulSoup object. It will actually expose the APIs to process the data, which will leverage the DOM structure of HTML. Now let me clear this output here. And then let me show how to invoke BeautifulSoup constructor. You can see there are two arguments, HTML_str. The first argument I haven't given any name, which means this will be mapped to markup. If you want, you can say markup equal to HTML_str. And then features is second argument. This is also optional. Either you can say features equal to HTML.parser, or you can just pass HTML.parser as second argument, and it will be creating a BeautifulSoup object for us, which will expose the APIs to process the data using DOM structure of HTML. Now, this is how it will actually look like. We just have to import BeautifulSoup and then create the object. You can give whatever name you want. BeautifulSoup is the class name, and then two arguments. We can use a function called as prettify to actually print the pretty HTML. I can run this and you should be able to see the output here. Prettify will actually make sure that the tags are indented depending upon the hierarchy. You can see that table and the closing tag of the table is at one level, tbody and the closing tag of tbody is at one level, so and so forth. So it have rendered the HTML in properly indented format. So this is how you can get started. As we understood how to build the soup object, let's get into the details about processing the data in HTML, leveraging the APIs that comes as part of this BeautifulSoup class, or the instance of BeautifulSoup, which is soup in this case.